Hi guys, Pax et Bonum. So we will be continuing our lesson from the relational statements. We will now move to conditional statements using, wait, it should not be relational statements. This should be conditional if else statements. Wait, let me just change that one. Okay, if else statements. So our learning competencies are to differentiate if and else statements, and then we perform these conditional statements in programming. So let's review first the things we've learned previously about relational operators. So what is a condition? A condition is a comparison between two values wherein the answer or the truth value will either be true or false. Again, a condition, a relational statement, compares two different values using relational operators, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal, equal, not equal. So the answer to the comparison between two numbers will only be either true or false. So let's try to solve this. What is 3 less than 4? Is 3 greater than 4? And the answer to that is no. Therefore, the answer is false. How about 5 not equal to 3? 5 is definitely not equal to 3, so the answer is true. So let's have some givens. A is 2, B is 6. A times 3 equals B. So A, which has a value of 2 times 3, 6, equal to 6. That is true. All right. So let's proceed with what we need to do today. We will be creating, this is our outcome, we will be creating a page that will accept an age as our input. And we need to declare using a scan, using an alert if the user is minor or an adult. So we will be using two form elements. We will be using a text box and a button. Now we need to define the problem. Since it's a word problem, we need to break it down so that we will know where to start. What are the things that we need here? So the first one is we need an input, which is an age. So therefore, we need to declare a variable that will be a placeholder for the age. And then we also need to know how will we be able to tell if the age that comes from the user is a minor or an adult. So think about it. How do you know if a person is a minor or an adult? And most probably you will say that a minor is a person that is 17 and below. An adult is a person that is 18 and above. But mathematically, how will we be able to tell if an age is 17 and below or if that age is 18 and above? So the answer to that is our condition must look like age less than 17. Or if you don't like to use the less than symbol, you want to use the greater than symbol, then you will write it like age greater than 18. So either of the two can be used as a condition to determine if an age is 17. For example, Sir RJ. Sir RJ's age is, for example, 18. So if the value of age is 18, if I will use this one, age which is 18 less than 17, that is false. If I will use this one, age, oh, it should not be greater than, only it should be greater than or equal. So if my age is 18, age greater than 18, that will be true. So again, we define the problem. We need to get the age. Reality-wise, if we have a form with a text box and a button, how can we get the value of the text box? So you must use here the code document that get element by ID dot value to get the text box and place it inside the variable age. And how can we determine that the user is minor or not? We have answered that. We create a condition. Now, in this condition, age less than 18, this is actually the more correct one because less than 18 pertains to number 17 and below. Now, the code will look something like this initially. We have a text box and I've provided an ID input, and then we have a button. It's calling on the function check. Okay, so who is check? This one. And as you can see, the function does nothing yet. We will add to that later on. So, in using the condition that age less than 18, we need to perform if-else statements to split our code so that it will do something if the age is 17 and below and when the age is 18 and above. The syntax to that, I've already provided that during the lesson about prompt boxes, but anyway, I'm showing it again right now. We use the keywords if followed by a condition, and it's block signified by the braces, and then the else with the braces again. So the idea is if our condition is true, we will perform the block inside if. But if our condition is false, we will perform the block inside else. So it would look something like this. Upon button click, we will call on check. So who is check? It's this. But above check, look at this one. I have declared the variable age. So what is age? We don't know yet. But once we go inside the function, we will be able to determine what the value of age is. So upon button click, the function check is called. inside, so we set a value for the h. And what is the value? Whatever is written inside the text box. So just for an example, the number written on the text box is, let's say, 20. Going into the conditional statement, we will check if the age, which has a value of 20, for example, 20. We check if 20 is less than 18. The answer to that is false. So therefore, it will not perform this one. We will perform the else statement. So an alert will display containing you are an adult. But what if upon button click, the user inputted here 5. So going into the conditional if else, the value 5 less than 18 is true. So since it's true, we will perform the block inside if. It will display an alert containing you are a minor. Once it is performed, the program will go outside of the conditional statement. This will not be performed anymore. So as you can see, it will only choose either if or else depending on the condition. If the condition is true, perform the block in the if. If the condition is false, you perform the block on the else. So with that, I want you to do your activity. You will create a web application that will be able to accept a number as a temperature. Now, this web app will be able to tell if the temperature provided has a fever or not. So you define now the problem. What input do you need? And let me help you. The input that you need is a temperature. So you declare a variable for the temperature. And since you will be using a text box, the variable for the temperature will get document.get element by ID followed by the ID of the text box dot value. You put everything, that long code document.get element by ID, you put that inside the variable temperature. And then afterwards, you perform your conditional statements, if else, and the condition for the if should be what? How will you be able to tell if a person has a fever? Let me give you a hint. Any person who has a temperature 37.5 and above has fever. And any temperature 37.4 and below is just a normal temperature. Well, not really everything below, because if that's 0, that's the freezing point. So do your activity now, and then you just submit the code or the entire page in Schoology. Thank you.